that's being said. Yes,
Speaking
it's
from
it's
her
a really,
heart.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Something she probably experienced and stuff like that. She's speaking from experience. You can tell. But
So she
here's the
should have
thing.
called it a
But
good
you know,
man is hard to
yeah,
find.
exactly. Uh, um,
Or
you know the
darn
thing.
near impossible.
The thing is, right? Although I agree with a lot of what she's saying,
Mhm.
I gotta say this. Sometimes, you know what? A good man is affected by circumstance.
Mhm.
Sometimes his circumstance kind of puts him in a place that kind of overshadows his goodness,
His good intentions.
his good intentions. Again, I talk about the thought process too. But because of circumstance could put us in a lot of difficult situations. You have a lot of people, again, hate to bring up past experience, but in prison who are locked up because you know what happened? They had no alternative, or so they felt that they didn't have an alternative. So they try something to feed their kid or to take care of their family. They choose to sell drugs. You know what I mean? Maybe they say, oh, you know what? Just this one time, I just need to get my baby some milk and stuff like that. And right there, they got into a situation that
Or a poor
that just
decision.
yeah, a poor decision that just put them in a situation where society look at him as, you know what I mean? That's a bad person or no good dad or whatever the case may be. Circumstances put us in a lot of different positions. You know what I mean? That take that good man title away from us. Now, don't get me wrong. You still have you have some low lives out there that don't think about anything else or anyone else but themselves. You know what I mean? But a lot of people. I mean, when you speak to certain people, you could tell that they have good intentions, but because of circumstance, they're in a bad place. Or they made the wrong decision or
That's
poor
good.
judgment, like you say. So a lot of times you can't really determine because of a circumstance. You have to actually speak to that person and know where that person is coming from and what led to that situation that the person is in. you know and again, you have a men that never grew up in an affectionate home. So, or he never had a dad that showed affection in the home. So it's not that they never grew up. It's not that so much they don't have affection. It's just that they never seen it. It was never taught and it was never given to them. So you know what I mean. In a lot of situations, they kind of. You ever hear that song "In My Father's Eyes"? That whole song pretty much tells you the son is telling the dad what the dad didn't do. I mean, when he wanted his dad and stuff like that, and he find himself doing the same thing that his dad did to his son. You know what I mean? So when you listen to that song, it's like this. Sometimes it just goes down a generation. You know, it's a generational thing. You know, and stuff like that. And sometimes we break out of it. Sometimes it's hard for someone to break out of such a situation. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I also agree with her statement in terms of a good man demonstrates the character traits of one who honors actually and respects others. Not only the person that he's with, but also, she mentioned children and animals, but just
Right.
his overall outlook is one of respect and honor for mankind.
Right.
You know what I mean? Regardless of where that person is, whether child or adult. So I agree with her on that. And also the fact that a good man, so to speak, he's willing to work collaboratively with his partner. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
He's willing to say, well, you know what? It's not just your thing.
Mhm.
It's our thing. Let's work together and see how we can accomplish. I mean, that's what what I
Well,
pulled
that's
out
what
of
she
it.
said.
You know what
That's
I mean?
what she said. That's what she
I'm
said.
willing to work with you and not just, look at it like your thing or it's my duty and your duty or anything like that. But let's work together to accomplish this thing, whatever that thing is.
Mhm.
And also, she also mentioned the fact that he he's not afraid to show affection. So that means he's in tune with his affection. He's willing to, even though it may not be comfortable for him to, stretch out on that limb and embrace that part of him. Like you said, he may have experienced something in his past that may have affected him in a sense that he's unwilling to, or may not feel comfortable enough where he can share his feelings or show any sort of affection. He's willing to look past that and say, well, you know what, I may not feel comfortable, but I am willing to reach out and you know what I mean, for the well-being of this relationship or this whatever. So I totally agree with that.
Yeah, but again, like I say, you know what? She still can't put it out there. You see, again, society and whoever the writer is,
yes,
and which I strongly believe it's a woman. She's going on pretty much what she experienced or what she considers to be.
Well, that's what the majority. That's how the majority feel.
That is how the majority of women feel. You know what I mean? She's going on her past experience, what she wants or what she thinks that it should be as a good man. You see, the thing is, she labeled all men already. She put a label on what a good man should be. Okay?
Not a bad one, she's
maybe so. Now, here's the thing. Here's where I have a little issue with it. Because you have some men that are good men that's willing to do whatever they have to do for their family, mm-hmm, but may not have that affectionate side to them. Not saying that you know what I mean. Saying that when it comes down to it, if they have to take somebody's life for their kids or their wife, they will do it. But they just don't have that communication skill to deal with their family at home. You know what I mean? Just don't have that personality. But he will give everything he have. He would give his underwear and walk naked to a stranger maybe.
Yeah, but when you've made a commitment, that means if your partner is saying to you, hey, I would like, or I expect this, I desire this. You understand what I'm saying? There comes a time where you need to put whatever it is that you may have experienced or whatever it is that you're going through on the back burner and just embrace it. We're not asking you to just put yourself out there and risk being harmed in anywhere or anything like that. That's not what we're saying. We're simply saying that if it means that it will be if it means that it will bridge that gap, then you do it. I mean, you do it for the sake of the relationship.
But again, like I said again, I agree with you on that. I agree. But sometimes there are people that have blinders on, so to speak, again, and it's not so much, it's a part of how they were raised. It's a part of everything. No, it's not, because like I say again, there are men out there that will do what they have to do for their family. They will do what they have to do. But when it comes to interacting with their kids or their wife, it's a different story. Like there is a mental block or something there. Not saying that they're not willing to go out and do for their family or do for others. It's just that when it comes to that particular subject, it's kind of like having blinders on. But it doesn't mean that he's not good. He's willing to help out the neighbor. He's willing to do everything else. You know what I mean? So what it is
but a part of that.
Here's the thing. Everybody have a flaw. I don't care who you are or what you are. You have a flaw somewhere in there.
We're not saying that.
You have a flaw. Well, then that's why I'm saying she labeled all men as this, as a good, and she labeled all good men should be this. But that's not the case. Not all good men are gonna have all these qualities.
But I'm sure she's not saying that
they
all will have that.
Then that's.
But
then,
she's saying
then
a
she
good man will have. I mean, a good man
will have.
A good man understands. A good man is someone who. A good man has. A good man. You know what I mean? She's not saying, a good man.
She put a label out there, which a lot of women do. and have done and continue to do. They put a label out there on what a good man's supposed to be. According to a lot of them, the perfect man. There is no such thing as the perfect man. Because somewhere down the line, you have a flaw that totally wipes you out of the whole good man thing. You know what I mean? So there again, like I said, she's saying a good man will have all these traits. What she should put at the bottom of all of them, disclaimer that they may or may not, but that doesn't stop them from being a good man. That's what I'm trying to say, and that's what I'm telling everybody out there. Even though we all have flaws, we all have imperfections, we all are not. It's just like every woman, what they want: a tall, dark, and handsome man. But we were not all made tall, dark, and handsome. There's a reason why we are all made different. There's a reason why a man and a woman may not think on the same level. There's a reason why what you want may not always be what I want. Because God made us different. If we all were the same, and if we all had, you know what? If every man had the same traits that you just talked about, then women will probably run to women, which they're already doing. You see what I'm saying? It's because of our differences. It's because the different qualities that we have in us that make us who we are and what we are. And that's what attracts. She could want this all day. She could want this all day, all year, all month, all whatever. She knows to herself that is putting your hat pretty much where you can't reach.
So it's an unattainable.
Because we all don't have all these good flaws. We all don't have all these good qualities.
We have disappointment.
Pretty much. You setting up yourself. If you telling me that, oh, you know what I mean, you found a perfect man, and there's a man out there that could tell me he's perfect, tell me you're perfect, and I'll tell you have an imperfection, because there is no way that you're that perfect.
I'll tell you you're a liar.
One of the two, right? You see it every day that a man treat his wife, give her everything she wants, whatever she wants, and he would say that I buy my wife whatever she wants. I come home, cook, blah 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 blah. And then behind her back, he's snooping something else. You know what I'm saying? How many men we know out there that perfect example? You know what I mean? A person that we know. Husband take care of all the bills in the house. Give you money, tell you go do whatever you want. Provide take care of all the bills. Bought you a nice house. You know what I mean? And everything like that. And what? You having a kid by somebody else? You know what I mean?
So that's a bad woman. No, but that's not the show.
But what I'm saying is, you know what happened? We all have flaws. No matter what situation we're in, no matter what the case may be. I mean, and that doesn't only stand for non-believers. That's for Christians too. How many Christians we know out there getting divorced, and as soon as they divorce, they get married to somebody else. Or they slip up along the way. So therefore, that's why I say that list, as realistic as she make it, is as unrealistic as it is, because we all have flaws. We are never gonna be perfect. You know what I mean? That's why in the Bible it said we were all born of a sinful nature. That's just it. And if we were born with a sinful nature, that means we're imperfect. We're not perfect at all. The only man that was
good and the bad.
Yeah, we have the good and the bad with us. That's it. And the one thing people don't know is that the flesh is a mother, man. Don't matter how you put it. You know what I mean? You think that all wrong things that you do is the devil, but you're forgetting that you have a flesh that desire things too. You know what I mean? You have guys that are out there that look. For example, when you hear something happen in one of these upscale neighborhoods like what we're living right now, right? You know, you have people when something happened.
Can't believe
what's the first thing they say? I can't believe that's what, you know. Perfect example. Just about last week, I think, was it? They found a Middle Eastern man. They charging him with terrorism right now, And the lady said, I don't believe it. He talks to my son so good. He talks to my son about God and all these things like that, not knowing that he's over there planning to
Plotting.
blow up the whole United